Hey, what's up, ladies and guys? All right, welcome to Let's Fix Things. Hey, this video is going to start out completely different than my other videos because, as you know, I have over 500 videos on YouTube, and every week I get emails from companies that want me to sponsor their products. They want me to do a product review. They want me to just randomly mention their products, and I don't want to sell my soul to the devil. So I have not done any product reviews before because I don't want to do something I'm not interested in or that I don't need. And like I said, I've had a wide variety of offers from companies. And I think it's going to takes the enjoyment away from me making my videos. So I have over 500, I think it's 530 videos right now online. And none of them have been sponsored at all. None of them have been paid. I haven't made a penny off of them. They actually cost me money to make these videos and a lot of time. But this video is going to be different. This is my first sponsored video that I actually agreed to do because it's actually a product that I think I'm going to get use of, and it's a great idea. So they actually saw one of my videos of installing a canopy on my John Deere tractor. On Facebook Marketplace, last year I bought a used canopy for my John Deere. I ended up doing a video, putting it on there, and lo and behold, one of the guys at the company, TractorSunshade.com, recognized that I was their canopy. Well, they have a new product out, and they reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in unboxing their product. And I said, well, I thought about it, and I hemmed and hawed, and I said I'll think about it. And I got back to them after a couple weeks, and then I said, you know what? I'm not promising a positive review. I'm not positive a negative review. I'm not promising a review at all. If you want to give me a product for me to open up and look at, fine. I said, but I'm not promising anything. I'm not going to promise you anything at all. I'm not going to promise I'm going to recommend a product. I'm not going to promise. Literally, it was like nothing. And they're like, no, we just want honest opinions of this product. So the parent company is Fiberglass. Hold on, I gotta look at my notes here. Firebird Fiberglass. And they make fiberglass products throughout the United States, or in the United States. They actually make the fiberglass products in the United States. So that's good. And that's one thing I was like, all right, you know what? It's a small company starting up, or it's a small company, and it's all made, the fiberglass products are made in the United States. Then they have a second company underneath that, and it is TractorSunshade.com. Turns out the canopy that I have, which there's no labels on, they recognize, and it is a Tractor Sunshade canopy. And they make canopies for all different manufacturers of tractors, riding lawnmowers, everything that I ended up doing my own research on my products before I decided to do this. But then they have a brand new product out. I do believe it came out this year. And it's a 90-degree day out. And today is definitely a good day. That's why I'm inside. I'm already sweating. Today's a good day to actually, I wish I did it, when it was cooler, but for this new product. So they offered me a product for free, just to unbox, no promises at all. Like I said, nothing at all. And open it up and just review it in the box. If that's fine, whatever. Well, I'm actually going to open it up, and if I like the product, I'm actually going to install it. Now, it is made for a canopy. So a canopy is what connects to your ROP, your rollover protection system. It's a canopy. And they make the canopies. Now, this is a 12-inch variable speed fan that has it's a downdraft fan, and it tips, I guess, from what the research I have done. And it's very little research because it's a brand new product for them. They have other fans out there. Other companies have other fans, and they look monstrous. They look like they take up, half the height of the canopy, and they're wicked heavy looking. This is supposedly like a little 12-inch downdraft fan that mounts to any canopy. Well, my John Deere has a canopy, has no sides. I get a lot of cross breeze. I'm hoping to be able to modify this fan and put it in my Cat 302.5 mini excavator, because I use that a lot. I use that in the summer, spring, fall, winter. The John Deere I use in the winter a lot of times just for snow removal and for hardly raking jobs, but I'm always moving and there's a lot of wind in there, cross breeze. And I'm up in New England, so it doesn't get that hot. Except today is like 90 degrees. So if I can modify it, I'm gonna try to see if there's a way I can put it behind me in my excavator so I have a fan blowing on me in my excavator, because my excavator gets wicked hot inside, even with the doors and windows open. There's just no air movement in there. So if I like the product, and if I think I can modify it to put in the excavator, I will. If not, I'm just gonna stick it in a John Deere and we'll go from there. It looks pretty simple from the picture. I saw one picture of this product and that was it. And it's on their website. It's tractorsunshade.com, and it's just a 12-volt downdraft fan. And we're gonna see, it supposedly comes with all the wiring and all the mounting hardware, and it looks super simple to mount on a fiberglass. It literally looks like you literally just drill 4 holes in your fiberglass and you mount it after you assemble it. But anyways, the reason I'm inside is it's on my my little table here in the box. I haven't even opened the box up yet. They sent this thing to me over a month ago, and I just haven't had the time. I've been involved in the other product or the other videos of my Benford. I've been doing my stump grinder. I've been doing car repairs. I've been doing a bunch of stuff. But now I am going to finally open it up, because this is, you always buy a generator when you don't have power. You always, want air conditioning when you don't have air conditioning. Well, I want a fan because it's hot outside and I can't put air conditioning in any of my machines. So I'm going to open it up inside, review, just see real quick, just to see what it is in there. And then if I like the product at this point, then I'm going to decide what machine I'm going to put it on, John Deere or excavator. If I think I can modify it enough to put it on the excavator, we'll put it on the excavator. Sorry about this long blah, 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 blah about the video. But as you see, I am literally sweating because I don't want to have to turn my air conditioner on, because I'm going to be outside all day. All right. So I am literally, in 4 minutes I've been standing here, I started sweating. All right, guys, let me get this box opened up and we'll go from there. And hopefully we can get this thing installed in the John Deere or the Caterpillar through a 2.5 mini excavator. Oh, and I did tell them, I said, there's no promise I'm going to install it on the John Deere. I said, I might just install it in the Cat. And now I also have the Benford Amadia big dumper. If this fan works, that has a cab on it too, that would be nice to have a fan in there too. I also picked up a JCB backhoe, a MIDI CX4. That would be nice to have a fan in there also. So if this product works, I might pick up another one and put it in some of my other equipment. All right, guys. I'm gonna change this shirt. I'm gonna put a dry shirt on and we're gonna get this thing open and get started. Got a nice dry shirt on, so let's get this thing started. One thing I forgot to mention was I do not get any kind of commission from sales of this product. So it's not like the more you guys buy, if you guys do decide to buy this, that I'm gonna make any money off it. Literally, I am not making any money off of this video from the manufacturer at all. Obviously, I get money from the views, and that's it, and it's talking pennies. So the way I look at it is, this is what I get. I get a fan. Oh, it's gonna make a mess. All right, well, number one, it's gonna make a mess. It's definitely packaged good. Take this out. I literally have not opened this. You can see I'm opening it right now in front of you. A lot of styrofoam peanuts. They go all over the house. And I think that's it. All right, that's all that's in the box. Pick these up so my animals don't eat them. Let's see what it looks like. It looks like it might be all assembled. Now, I do believe they said it comes with all the wiring. So we'll see. One, two, 4 bolts. Look at that. Is it really all assembled? I'm not sure the length of the wire. We'll see if that's going to be long enough. Well, you know what? Let's open it up. If not, I can always put more wire in. There's a inline fuse right there. So what's that? That's like 4. That's 8. So total, it looks like it's going to be, I'd say about 10 feet from the edge of the fan. Maybe 12 feet at the most from the edge of the fan. This is probably a 12-foot wire, so it's probably 11 foot. My cat's playing in the box, of course. All right, let's see. We got 2 little terminal ends. Let's do a fuse. It's a blue fuse. I can't see. I have the wrong glasses on. It's a 115 amp fuse, 15 amp, and it's a 12 volt fan. I forgot to tell you that. Oh, here's a speed control. And there we go. Is it really that easy? I watched some other videos on other fans when I was deciding to do this, and they come with these big box, these big brackets and everything. This right here, that's nice. All right, so let's see. Housing is like a plastic, but the whole frame is metal. Nice paint on it. And it even says Tractor Sunshade, a Firebird Products company, tractorsunshade.com right on it. Once again, I get nothing. If you buy this, I get nothing at all. So, I like that though. I like that it's small. So, ideally you want it above, I would think, and that's why it's a downdraft. You put it on a canopy and you could pivot it depending on how much, where you want the wind to blow. But the problem is in my excavator, my windshield goes up. So my windshield is over my head when the window's open. So I can't put this up above because it'll be in the way of the windshield. So I'm hoping to be able to put this right behind me back here. Or even, might even be able to be behind the window because the window doesn't go all the way back. I'll have to see how much it fits. But this is nice. This is small, compact, literally 2 wires. 2 wires. All right, well, you know what? We got to do this, the hard part. We got to read the, I'm not going to read the instructions. I'm going to look at the instructions. I don't think you need instructions to be able to put this on. I don't think you would need instructions. All right, fan placement. Locate the fan at the bottom side of the canopy with the support arms facing the canopy. Locate forward in the canopy for best results of the pivoting action. Okay, so they have it on their canopies in the front, so it's blowing in your face, which makes sense if you think about it. That's number 1. Number 2, mark 4 holes with the support arms and drill 7/16 holes from the bottom of the canopy. Ensure the wire loom is on the left or the right, depending on your equipment for access to power. That's good that they note that, because if you put it on the wrong side, you might not have enough wire. And the only difference is going to be is the switch is going to be on your left side, or the switch can be on the right side. Obviously they don't want you putting it this way. You want it this way so you can pivot it like this, depending on where you want the wind to blow. All right, step number 3, install the 4 3/8 hex cap bolts from the bottom side and hand tighten the 3/8 nylock nuts. Make sure the brackets are aligned with the holes and do not bind when pivoting the fan. Number 4, fully tighten the 3/8 hex cap screws and nuts. Number 5, zip tie the wire loom 90 degrees from the side of the fan to the canopy tube. Their canopies have, the one that I have on my machine, the only one I talk about, has 2 1-inch square steel tubing basically that go front to back, and that's the support of the canopy. So that's what they're talking about, I do believe, zip tying the wire to that. Run the wire down a canopy tube and the ROP, the rollover protection system, using the included zip ties. I did not get any zip ties. All right, I did not get any zip ties. Go to Harbor Freight. They're like 50 cents for 300 of them. Connect to the battery with the provided terminals or power source. So the only problem I'm going to see is A, they didn't give me zip ties. B, the only other problem that I see is these are not battery terminal size. These wire ends are too small to fit on the lugs of your battery terminal, on your 12-volt batteries. So if you're going to your switch, possibly if you have like your key, your power on switch, you might be able to use these ends, but I'm gonna end up having to switch these ends no matter what machine I put it on, because I'm gonna direct wire it to the battery. Since there's an included fuse on it, I don't need to worry about using the fuses in the machine. I'm just gonna run it directly to the battery. So I'm gonna have to put larger wire nuts, or whatever these are called, wire terminals on there. Guys, I like this so far. I haven't turned it on, but I like the look of it. It's a clean look. It looks well made. So yeah, let's obviously the electronics are not made in the United States yet, because on the switch here, it's all in Chinese or Japanese. It's all the squiggly pictures. But anyways, all right guys, let's go pick a machine and put this in it. Time to start getting sweaty. So I'm not gonna put this in my canopy, the John Deere, yet. I'm gonna bring it out there and hold it up there. But if I can't put this in the excavator, then we're gonna put it in the John Deere. But if I can put this in the excavator, man, that'd be golden. Because this is nice and small, and a 1750 CFM, I do believe I read that on their website. That's a lot. I used to buy these little 12-inch or little 6-inch fans, column fans, or whatever you want to call it, and they wouldn't even, you'd have to be right in front of it for it to hit you, and they did okay, but they always fell apart. So the other thing is, I might be able to temporarily put this in the excavator, because behind my seat there are 2 brackets that you take the foot window out, and you put the foot window behind you, and I always leave the foot window in, and then I can slide it in and out. I might even do that. I don't know if there's enough room back there for that though, but we'll see. Preferably I'd like to mount this in the excavator permanently, so that way I don't have to worry about it. You can even put a cigarette lighter on this probably and make it a portable one. All right, let's get outside. I'm gonna try to find I'm gonna bring it to the John Deere. We'll look at it in the John Deere on the canopy, but I think I'm gonna attempt to put this in the excavator. I really would like to have this in the excavator somehow. The only problem is the cab is glass and metal, so we're gonna have to figure something out how to do it. All right, guys, let's go. I don't need the instructions. Well, here are my 2 choices. I got a Caterpillar 302.5 mini excavator, and I got a John Deere 790 tractor with their canopy. So let's start with the John Deere 790. Here's their canopy, and they're saying you mount it up there, and it would obviously blow forward where you're sitting. And there's that tube. Actually, that's bigger than 1x1, so that's probably 1.5 by 1.5 square tubing. And they're saying run the wires along that down here and around and over into the battery or your ignition switch. So it looks like it's gonna be literally 4 holes. Run the wires to the battery. The battery on this one is all the way up here. I don't know if that's gonna be enough wire to reach it up here. So that one might have to go to the ignition if I did it to here without switching the wires. But this is an oven. All right, this is my Cat 302.5. As you see, it's fully enclosed. I have not started it in a while, but I'm getting ready to start a job, and that's where I'm kind of thinking. why I'm thinking here. I would like to mount it right there. That would be awesome. Just have that downdraft blowing right on me. That's a speaker hole for the radio. We took the radio out the other day, but we're gonna be putting a new radio in. And this windshield folds up there. So let me put you in a tripod, and I'm gonna open up the window, and I'm gonna go get the fan and see. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. I'll hold the fan up here. I'll start on the John Deere, because this is their canopy, so I might as well show it. It's a solid canopy too. It is, you know, so that's why I bought it. So it's super easy, just 2 U-bolts on either side to go with the bracket. Because this canopy is modified, if you watch the installation of this canopy is for a larger John Deere tractor. To make up for the distance, I just added washers in here and a longer bolt. And that's it. I did evenly on that side. However many washers are here, they're on that side also. And then you just tighten those down. All right, so I'm gonna get the fan. I'm gonna hold it up there so I can see what it looks like up there. But I'm gonna try to install it on the cap. So this is when you make sure you know what side your wire is going on. So just for this, so the wire's not in the camera, we're gonna assume the wire's gonna go on that side. That's it, literally 4 bolts. And then, oh, look at that. Oh, that's actually nice. That's a good angle. And if I wanted it closer, I don't think I would go closer though. I'd put it out here. Yeah. I like that. That's a lot of angle. I wouldn't put it here because you're gonna hit your head on it. So I would definitely keep it up here where you're not gonna hit your head, and it's getting fresh cold air right there. Okay. Well, worst case scenario, we're gonna put it in here. Let's go see if we can get this in the excavator. One way or another, I always have a way of making things work. It's gonna be hot in there just putting this in. That's how hot it is, and we're in the shade. All right, let's go. So as you see, my windshield is right here, up out of the way, so I can't put it here. Plus I wouldn't have the headspace anyways. And my battery is on this side of the machine. So I'm gonna pretty much keep the wires on this side of the machine. And there's a steel frame here, This is a fiberglass piece that I'm not gonna screw into. I'm gonna put it up there. Let's see. That really would be nice right there. So let's see. I'll put it behind me. Sorry about my sweaty arms, but like I said, it's hot in here. That's the whole point of this fan. And I'm actually sitting way back and I'm not even hitting my head. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That would be ideal. And it looks good there too. All right, so we have to figure out some fabrication here. If I had a bracket going from here to here, here to here, I could just mount this right to it. I would actually probably go off the back side of this, down, off the back side of this and down. Leave enough room to get to this. See, and I still have some variable pitching depending on where I want it without hitting the window. So what I have to figure out now, oh, and I forgot to tell you, the way this adjusts, now that you have a little close-up of it, here's a switch. You'd tighten these up once you get the angle you want. And there's one on both sides. All right, so what we have to do is we have to figure out a way to do something from here down, whether it's 2 strips of metal or a sheet. Even if it was a sheet, it would have the airflow, because it's made to have that backing. It has it stands off, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to try to just do a strip here and a strip here that I could bolt this to. I might have to drill through here, or I could weld it. I could do some welding. I could weld a bracket right here and right here and just hit it with spray paint. Oh, that means I got to bring this out in front though. See, watch. This is what I'm thinking here. If I could put the bracket somehow like that, one here and one here, man, that would be perfect. Where I was saying was back here, there's brackets for my window that's down there, what I call my foot window. And the window will slide in right here, and it just kind of sits here in a little rubber gap. All right, so I got to figure out a way to do this. It's a lot easier moving this around than the whole fan. All right, let me think of something and I'll get back with you guys. All right, now I got to go bend these. I got to go bend these to the machine. I'm going to use a torch and start little by little heating this up and bending it. I made the mark on which side has to be up. All right, let's go try to fit them. Who measured that? Holy cow. So the next thing I got to do is let the paint dry, and then I'm just going to grind off the spots that I'm going to use to weld it. And I'm going to pick up my tools while that paint's drying. Probably go have lunch. But that's going to go right there. I pulled that wire out of there. That's a wiring harness for the radio. So I pulled that up out of there so that when I got to weld it there, here, and here. Just little tacks. And don't judge my welding. I am not a welder. And that was only the second time or third time I've ever used that welder. So you're not going to see it anyways. All right. Well, you're going to see it if the stuff that I do in there, unless the fan hides it. I'm hoping the fan hides it. But anyways, all right, guys, I'm going to close this door and let that paint dry and start picking up some tools. Definitely don't wait for the hottest day to do things like this. All right. So I waited for the paint to dry. The bracket's all made and painted. And while it was drying, I was getting soaking wet from sweat. This is actually my third shirt. What I actually do is I actually ran the wires. Every machine's going to be different. So I ran the wires basically from, well, the fan's sitting there. I ran it through the rubber grommet behind the heater right there, out right next to the battery. So all I got to do now is mount that bracket. And in order to mount that bracket, I have to grind some paint off of that, and disconnect the battery, which is already disconnected in the excavator, and do a couple welds up there. My welding is not great. Everybody knows that. If you watch any of my videos, I always say I am not a welder. But we're gonna try to get this done. I don't know what you're gonna see. So I'm just gonna put you over here in the tripod, and I wanna get this going because there's a thunderstorm coming. All right, guys, here we go. We gotta do this without catching the excavator on fire also. I think I got rid of my welding blanket.
Piece of hot metal went right in the middle of my palm. That hurt. All right, let's try this now. My shorts aren't fireproof. Wow. And I burnt the carpet on top. I knew that was going to happen up there though. But wow, right on my backside. I think the fireproof blanket should be on top of me. Alright, a little bit of melt. That's hot. I always get burnt. Don't touch hot melted plastic. Alright, let's try it again. We gotta do this corner now. I'm not touching that, that's hot. I don't have to do a lot, it's not that heavy. I just gotta do a couple more tacks up here and then I can do the bottom a little better. And this is gonna be ugly. And painful. All right, I got matching burn spots now. Hopefully the fan hides it. I think it will. All right, I just gotta double up the bottoms. Hope after all this is worth it. All right, that's solid. Let's do this side. The last one was the best. All this time I thought that back window was glass. It's actually plastic. So of course the welder splattered all spots on it. I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm done. And I got grease all over it. Ugh. That's a lot of work. Now, if I put it on the Canopy, if I put that on the John Deere Canopy, literally 4 holes in fiberglass, 4 bolts, and I was done. No, I didn't do that. I had to pick the hardest thing possible. But this will definitely be used the most. Let's see a close-up of it. There you go. That's what it looks like. See the 2 burn holes? At least they're matching. I'm hoping the fan will hide some of that. And I got that all ready to go. I off-centered it to the left, off to this side, which is the right side facing forward, so I can get my hand in here to get that nut to pivot it. All right, well, I'm gonna mount the fan. I did not cut the wire short. I left it really long. And I'm just gonna bundle it up. All right, here we go. Ugh. Problem with the small machines, you got a small cab. some of my hardware cloth is hitting because I've been a little too rough with this. But we'll see. 4 bolts that they came with. Oh, don't drop. All right. Get this one started. This one started. All right, I gotta go get a socket. I'm not gonna be able to get to it with a wrench. Oh, that's not even in my way at all. Oh yeah, that's not gonna hit my head at all. Oh, I like that. That's gonna be nice. See, I had to leave it off center because I gotta get to that handle. All right. So one thing eventually what I'm gonna do is run these wires, not in this video, not in any video, but I'm gonna run these wires all behind here when I put the new radio in. So what I'll do for now, let's see, I'll just bundle it up here. Oh, I wish I could just turn this on right now. All right, that's good enough for right now. Throw a little tape on this. There we go. That's just for that's just temporary, guys. This white wire is for another 12-volt system I have in here that I had to replace. I'll wrap that up too. All right, that's out of the way enough for now. Let's hook up the battery. The reason I didn't show you in wiring this, is just 2 wires, a hot red and a black, and every machine's going to be different. I just direct wired it straight to my battery because the unit has its own switch and it has its own fuse. So there it is. Looks like it's made for it. All right, well, let's get in and see if I can cool off because I am sweating here. And here's the maker of it right there. All right, guys, I got the fan in. It's right behind my head. You can see I have it a little off-centered. The reason it's off-centered, like I said, is because there is that knob on this side to adjust it. And I'm not hitting my head at all on this thing. I can't put it in. I couldn't put it on the roof because I got my windshield here. And it's like a perfect fit. It doesn't even interfere with the windshield at all in any position. This is like, okay. So anyways, let's try it. Which side's the dial on? Right here, ready? Oh, it's like air conditioning. Now you hear that noise? That's because the fan's quiet. What happened is this is like chicken wire or hardware cloth, and I bumped it when I put it down over there. So when I bumped it, I think I pushed it up against the fan. It'll wear the fan blades down, I'm sure, so eventually it won't make noise. Wow, that's pretty powerful. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Whew. All right, let's turn it off. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of that little noise right there first. All right, I'll be right back. So with it on low, you could actually see that wobble. Focus. Why won't it focus? Am I too close to it? All right, there you go. You could see that it's hitting the hardware cloth a little bit. The hardware cloth is this 1/2-inch metal screening. And that's probably my fault because, see, there you go. Because I've been rough with this thing. If you just pull it out a little bit, there you go. Let's see. There you go, that's nice. Yeah, that was just the hardware cloth touching it because it's such a tight tolerance. So I just pulled it out like that a little bit with my finger, and now it doesn't make any noise. All right. And it's adjustable. Let me put you on wide angle. There we go. All right. So it's adjustable. It would be more adjustable if I had it on a Canopy, I think. Oh, look, it hides my, oh no, it doesn't hide my welds. Darn it. I should have put them facing in, but then I wouldn't have been able to tighten them. But that's nice. I like that. Oh, it already feels cooler in here. All right, guys. I'm gonna call this video done. Thank you, Tractor Sunshades, for sending me this fan. I will be using it every single time I'm in the excavator. And you know, it's all the noises is just the blower. It's just a fan, so it's not loud at all. Considering, if you know, anytime I'm using this machine, the machine's loud. So I have earmuffs on anyways, and I'm playing music 24/7 when I'm in the machine with my earphones. So it's not loud at all, even with the machine's off right now. But I am literally 3 inches, about 6 inches from it, and it's not that bad. With the machine running, you won't even hear the fan. But look at it. Oh, it feels so good. I think I might just sit here for a little while longer. All right, guys. Once again, that's installing a Tractor Sunshade Tractor Sunshade fan that's made for one of their fiberglass canopies. I decided to put it in this. This is my first sponsored video, if you want to call it. So I appreciate you sending it to me. Do I recommend it? Yes. Is it easy to install? Not in an excavator when you got to make your own brackets. But is it easy? Absolutely. It was literally, if I was just going to put it on a John Deere, it would have been literally 4 holes in the ceiling in fiberglass into 4 bolts. That's it. It was all pre-assembled, pre-wired, and then just 2 wires to the battery. If I had any recommendations for the manufacturer, number 1, you said with included zip ties. You didn't include any zip ties. It might have just been because it was my package. I'm not sure. The other thing is there's 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the directions mislabeled. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So double check your direction sheet on that. Other than that, yeah, this is I like it. I like it. It feels solid. It feels very well made. It's not overly large. Like I said, this is a small cab, and it fits in here no problem. I was hoping it wasn't going to be one of those massive ones that you see other tractors they have on the canopy. It takes up the whole canopy.
And then the bigger it is, the more draw it is on your battery also. So your alternator and your battery are gonna be working harder. So, I even have my sticker still on my reading glasses so I can see what close, if you were wondering what that is. That's 4.0 or whatever the power strength is. Anyways, guys, it's been a long day just because I decided to put it in the excavator. Like I said, if I did not put it in the excavator, this literally would have been a 20-minute, 30-minute tops install, depending on your electrical system. That's the biggest problem, is your electrical system for your individual machine. Whether you're putting in a John Deere Gator, a skid steer, one of the fiberglass canopies. The fiberglass canopies would have been the easiest. The hardest part is going to be your electrical system. Other than that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. If I can figure out how to do it, I will put their web address in the description of this video. Like I said, I don't get any percentage. I don't get anything from them. The only thing I got was a free fan. So I don't get a commission. I don't get anything like that. But if you do like this fan, or if you do like the video of how to install it, go ahead and leave a comment in the video for me and give me a thumbs up. All right, guys, I'm gonna go change my shirt. This one's soaked again, and I'm gonna go park this back where I had it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.